Welcome to day 30 of 30 Days of Yoga with Jesslyn. Today's a little bit bittersweet for me, as I'm so proud of you that you've made it this far, all the way to the end. Whether you did it in 30 days, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, it doesn't matter. The point is you've finished, and I hope you've learned a lot along the way. Not only is yoga wonderful for everybody to be able to do, I hope you realize that it's not about being able to touch your toes. It's more about learning to listen to your body and understand what your body needs. Keep on moving, and that's the key. So today we're going to do some hip openers to finish off our 30 days. So make sure you head to your mat. I don't know if we're going to need any props today, but if we do, we'll make sure that they're around our strap, our blocks, whatever it is that we might need today. Let's begin by standing nice and tall in Tadasana or mountain pose on our mats, really grounding those feet. We're just going to inhale into stork pose with our right leg coming up, and we're going to clasp our fingers and we're going to pull up, really trying to stretch in that hip. Hip openers are one of my least favorite things to do, and only because I'm not very good at them. My hips are quite tight, not as tight as some, but I still feel that they're a weakness of mine, and those are the things that we generally have to do the most. The things that we're not the best at are the ones that we have to practice the most. So I'm going to get you to take your right hand on your right knee, left hand on your hip, and let's open up. Good. Bringing it back to center. Grab your strap. Again, it should be handy by now. I'm going to take my strap, I'm going to put it around my toe. I'm going to inhale, have my leg bent here. I'm going to inhale, straighten it out. And again, we're just warming up here. So your foot, if it's down here, that's fine. You're just going to slowly start to inhale and bring it up to wherever you're comfortable, keeping that left foot nice and grounded. And then we're going to open up to the side. Really just starting to stretch out, open our hip. Good, then you can bend. We're going to go right into tree pose here. So finding that spot that you want the sole of your foot. Ooh, I'm a little off balance today. The sole of your foot to find. I'm just going to place the rest of the strap around here for now. Just makes it easier than undoing it. And when you're ready and you found your focus, you're going to inhale your arms up, palms touching or shoulders apart, whatever's comfortable for you. Breathing deeply, relaxing those shoulders. Good. Releasing down, unhook the strap, and we're going to switch to the other side now. So I'm just going to keep, again, the strap's just going to stay around my neck. As I inhale my left leg up into stork, clasp my fingers, and pull the rest of the way up. Excellent. Slowly lower it down, grab the left knee into the left hand, right hand on your hip, and start to open up. Remember to keep breathing. And that's another thing I hope you've learned over the last 30 days, how important the breath is. We always, any type of exercise you're doing, any type of activity that you're doing, the breath is key. In our lives, breath is essential. We can't live without it. So once you realize the importance of the breath, it makes things a lot easier. All right, so let's take our strap and put it around our foot again. And again, slowly start to straighten out. Feeling nice and grounded. And opening up that hip. Nice and tall, really grounding that right leg, keeping the chest lifted, and slowly bring your foot into your tree. It can be on the floor still if that's where you're at. It can be on your shin. Square off those hips, find your balance here. Once you found it, you're feeling steady, inhale, arms come up. Relax the shoulders on the exhale. And releasing it down. Good. So let's do, get at the top of our mat here, and we're going to flow down with a sun salutation to get down to the bottom, get down to a lunge position here. We're going to inhaling up, exhale, fold, inhale, flat back, exhale, coming all the way down, stepping back into your plank pose. Good. Drop it to 8 points. Chin and chest come down, elbows are in. Inhaling up. We'll just start with a little bit of cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Good. So from here, we're going to take our left foot, step it forward into our left lunge, into a nice high lunge. Really trying to keep that back thigh lifted. Pushing the heel back and away. Lift our chest. Breathing deeply. Knee over top of the ankle here. Now slowly drop the back knee down. Flatten out the back foot. And you're going to place the hands on the inside of that left leg. Walk that foot out maybe just a little bit to the left side there. And you're going to either hold it here in that nice low lunge position, or you can slowly start to come down. What I like to do sometimes is to kind of unclick my hip, is kind of drop that leg open to the side a little bit. And I just find that now that I'm in that lunge, it just kind of loosens up my hip a little bit so that I'm able to come down a little bit lower. And again, you want to be able to keep that chest lifted here. If you're bringing your elbows down, you might even be up on a little bit of a block or a pillow or something. You might not be all the way down, but trying to come down and keep that left leg in towards your left shoulder, not letting it flop right open at this point. Breathe and release into it. Good. Slowly coming up. Come back up on that back toe. We're going to open up our feet here, and we're going to do a side lunge. And again, open up your feet enough so that your knee doesn't come over top of your ankle. You can have your hands down if you'd like. Just really trying to loosen up these hips again. And then let's end up with the right foot forward, the back foot coming in. So we're in a right foot forward lunge here. Again, same thing. Back thigh lifts, heel presses away, nice and tall. Sinking a little deeper with each breath, really trying to open up those hips. And then drop it down, hands on the inside of the right foot. Walk that right foot open a little bit more. And again, just kind of drop that knee out to the side slightly, then bring it back in. And hopefully, if you drop that back knee and back foot, you're able to come a little bit deeper. Breathe. With every breath, lengthen that spine. And as you exhale, release a little deeper. Good. Coming back up now. Coming into gate pose here, onto our knees. We're going to take the left leg out to the side. And we're going to do a little bit of a side lunge here. Again, making sure that foot is out far enough that the knee stays over top of the ankle. Nice and tall. Breathe. Let's switch sides, bringing the left knee in, right leg comes out. And exhale, bend the right knee over top of the right ankle. And if you need to have a cushion underneath your knees because you find that your kneecap is a little sore, it's a little bit tender, please make sure you put something underneath. Excellent. Coming back up. We're going to come into our low lunge again with our left foot forward. We're going to do just a little bit of a hamstring stretch here again. Everything is connected, right? Our lower back is connected in, our groin is connected with our hamstring, everything. So we have to kind of do a little bit of everything. When we're working on one specific area, we have to kind of work on all those adjacent muscles as well. Now we're coming forward and we're going to walk that left foot over to the right side of our mat, dropping our left knee outside of our left hip, walking that right leg back, coming into our pigeon pose, lift that chest, and then slowly start to drop down to our elbows. And you can leave it here. Our hips are nice and square, or you can come all the way down, placing your cheek on the back of your hands and really relaxing into it. Holding it here for a few breaths. And we're slowly going to come back up, sitting onto our left cheek. Let's come into a sitting position and then we'll go on to the other side. I just want you to sit here for a moment. And then slowly, with a nice cross-legged, bringing your left or right leg in, and then your other leg comes in right behind. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Let's come forward, hinging from our hips, keeping our sits bone down on the floor. Don't raise them up. Inhale, engage your core. Let's go into cobblers here. So taking it one step further now, we're bringing our heels in as close as we can. Placing your fingers around, and again, you might just be staying right here, trying to get those knees to use gravity, pulling them all the way down. Or you can open your feet like a book with your hands, use your elbows and start to push down. And again, you want to keep your spine long and straight. We're not trying to bring our head down to our toes. We're trying to tilt our pelvis forward. For an easier version of this, we can come out in bringing our feet out and then kind of going down into it. And that's just a little bit easier, a little bit nicer. Again, you can use your elbows to push your knees down. Excellent. So let's do pigeon, or let's do half split and pigeon on the other side. So coming into our low lunge with the right foot forward. And then backing our hip onto over our knee on the left side. Half splits here. Breathing deep. And then coming forward, walking our right foot over to the left side of our mat, dropping our right knee on the outside of our right hip, squaring those off, dropping that left leg coming all the way back with our hips still nice and square, and then slowly coming down. Again, holding it onto your elbows or the block, or coming all the way down, resting your cheek on your hands. Inhale, slowly coming up. And then we'll just come to a comfortable seated position on our mats. So again, we're sitting cross-legged here. I want you to straighten out the right leg, bringing the left sole of the foot into the right thigh, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, Exhale, coming over that right thigh. Again, trying to bring our bellies down towards the thigh, not our head down to the shin. Using your strap if you need to. It should still be handy from before. Trying to, again, keep that left knee down. Breathing into it. Inhale, slowly coming up. Now let's take this left foot, and again, trying to place the foot into your elbow and clasping your hands, sitting nice and tall with that right leg still stretched out, and we're going to rock the baby here. If you're not able to clasp your hands, you can take your right foot or your left foot in your right hand and your knee into your hand, and then you can just rock it back and forth like that as well. So really wherever you find you can get, trying to bring it inward again, trying to keep the spine long here. And then we're going to place the left foot into the crook of the right thigh, trying to twist that thigh, again internally rotating it, and again you can stay just like this, or if you want a little bit of support, you bring that right foot in underneath, again sitting nice and tall. Breathe deep. Feeling a nice hip opening on the left side here. Half lotus pose. You can practice a short meditation in this pose as well. You can do each side for a few minutes. If you're flexible enough and you want to do a full lotus, you can bring this leg up onto this side. Not sure I'm ready to do that. Full lotus is not one that I can get into easily, and I have to be very, very warm to be able to do it comfortably. So I'm not going to attempt it today. But if you want to, feel free. If you feel like you're loose enough in your hips, you go right ahead. So let's slowly take that right foot back out. Bring the left leg out. Bring the right foot in. Sitting nice and tall, pelvis slightly tipped forward. Inhale the arms up and exhale towards that left foot. Opening up that right side. Inhale, slowly coming up. Taking your elbow, placing the foot inside, and let's rock the baby on this side, sitting nice and tall. Trying to loosen up that right hip a little bit. And then place the foot onto as close as you can into your body. Your foot is almost kind of twisting up. Your thigh is coming down. And then you're going to bring in the right foot underneath, sitting nice and tall. There should be no pain in your knee, in your hip, or in your ankle. Again, you feel a nice gentle stretch in your hip, but there shouldn't be any pain anywhere. If there is, please don't do this one. Sitting nice and tall. And we will release. And then what we're going to do is place the right foot down, place the left foot over top. So what you're trying to do in this pose is you're really trying to get your knee over top of your ankle and your ankle over top of your knee. So you've got a nice straight line in front of you here. You're not bringing your legs in a cross-legged position. They're actually kind of out a little bit more, okay? And again, you're nice and tall, placing your hands behind. We're going to inhale, exhale, begin to release forward, hinging from those hips again. Feeling a stretch in both hips here. Inhale, coming up. Let's switch so that the right leg is now on the bottom. So again, you're just going to place that right leg out. You're going to place the left over top. And as you notice, this side is not, this right knee doesn't want to come down. My hip is a little bit tighter on this side. So that's why we're practicing. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, start to slowly come forward. Inhale, coming up. Excellent. Let's do a wide leg. Again, rolling yourself forward. So I like to lift myself up and then roll myself forward so that, again, my pelvis is tilted in forward motion here. Got a slight bend in both of those knees. As you inhale, you're going to exhale and slowly start to walk your hands forward, keeping your spine long, chest lifted, trying to bring your abdomen down towards the floor. And these hip openers that I'm doing today are something that you can add to any workout that you're doing. I like to actually do them after I go for a jog. So when I come home, I like to do a lot of the lunging. I like to do a lot of the hamstring, quad, and hip stretches, just because they do tend to get a little bit tight. So it's an excellent one to add in there. And you'll find you're much more open after you've done something like having a jog or even a nice brisk walk. Everything is a little bit more loose. Good. Inhale, coming up. Bring your legs back in. We're going to come to laying flat on our mats here. You're going to bring your right leg in. The left leg goes long. Just like when we were standing. And open up the right hip to the right side, keeping your hand on the left hip so that it stays down. Inhale, crossing the right knee over top of the left side of the body, airplane the right arm out, keeping that shoulder down as you're bringing the knee across. Straightening it out, bringing the left leg in this time. And then opening that knee, right hand on the hip, left hand on the knee. Back in. Let's do our happy baby. Grabbing the outside of our feet, trying to bring our knees down towards our shoulders here. Our feet are flat, facing towards the ceiling. We're opening up our knees a little bit here. Our feet are apart. You can rock from side to side, kind of pushing, opening those hips up a little bit. Good. Now cross your legs here. You're going to grab onto your toes with your legs crossed, and you're going to try and rock yourself back up to a seating position. So if you do it, it may need to take you 3 times, once, however many times. I want you to rock yourself up and come to seated on your mat. You can put a blanket underneath your bum if you need to, sitting nice and tall. We're going to finish off today in a seated meditation. Or if you're comfortable and you want, or if you're not comfortable doing this and you want to lay down, do legs up the wall, whatever you prefer, that's fine with me. I want to thank you for joining me for the last 30 days. I hope you've learned so much and you've enjoyed each of the videos. You can go back and do your favorites or even start all over again back at day 1. Always remember that you can't rush something that you want to last forever. So take your time, listen to your body, be patient and kind. Attempting to make positive and permanent lifestyle changes can be a slower process than you're used to, but it's well worth it. If you have any comments, please email me at jesslyn@balancedbloom.com. Have a beautiful and balanced day. Namaste.